guys, welcome back to my channel. Is it too late to say Happy New Year? Your girl was out of office, but now I'm back, and I'm back with an exciting video. So I'm going to be turning this basic top into a full ass gown. I really fell in love with this top. I got it for $6 and I really love the detail on the back being pure mesh. It's super sexy. So I decided to just turn this into a full-on gown because why not? Life is short, so just be a princess every day. So I really do love how this turned out. It was super simple to make, and look at that floor length beauty. I just love how this turned out. I felt like an actual princess just going around my house. And this dress cost less than, I'd say, $10. I got the fabric for about $5 and the top was a good $6. So my math is wrong, but this gown is really inexpensive. So I will show you how to make one for yourself so you can wear it at home while doing the dishes. So this beautiful fabric, I think I got about 2 meters of this. I could be wrong. Honestly, I've had this lying around for so long. But first things first is I'm going to make sure I cut out a bit of fabric to cover the full front. We need her covered and not peeking. We need it to be the same color all through, so I decided to take this extra step and make sure I cut out an exact fabric that would go on top of the top. Oh wow, okay. So yeah, all I'm doing now is I'm just aligning and measuring. Not everything was perfect. I did have to go back in and streamline things, but I had a rough sketch of what I was going to do, and for me that was fabulous. So I just used pins where I could, chalk where I could, and after that was done, I just cut out the bit of fabric. I traced around. So when I did this, I did end up with a slightly bigger piece that I needed to really trim down. And as you can see, I'm working on the raw edge of the fabric so that the bottom of my top doesn't fray and I don't need to serge it. So this is what we have. I know it's not perfect, but let's just take out the pins and put her on top of the front. So as you can see, I'm just folding in the edge once and laying that down on top of the top part and pinning it in place. And make sure not to pin through the lace on the back because you want that to remain sexy and unscathed. So just make sure you're pinning only to the front fabric, the bit that has fabric. Obviously you don't want to show a lot, but you also want to show a lot, if you know what I mean. So the back will remain super sexy, but the front will have this beautiful fabric covering it. So this did take a minute, just folding in the fabric, pinning it in place. This is because you don't want it to fray around the edges, hence the folding. And as you can see, once that was done, that's what that looked like. And I repeated this on the other side as well, just with a lot more pins, because why not? And now it's time to do the same exact thing at the top bit. So as you saw, this top has a sweetheart neckline, which is really cute, but super difficult to align with fabric. So I did my best and tried to fold her, tried to talk to her nice so that she would lay down, but this fabric just wanted to do its own thing. So to the best of my ability, I just folded in the fabric, laid down, pinned it in place, and I was gonna see what happened after everything was sewn down. So fold in your fabric, take a beautiful pin, pass her through, repeat all the way around the sweetheart neckline. I really adore sweetheart necklines. I think they're super cute and super innocent and super sweet, and that's why I got this top mostly. That and the mesh back, so yeah. So just tuck in as much fabric, make sure she's just not being seen. Doesn't matter where she goes, she just cannot be seen. And once everything is pinned, just sew all along the top. So basically you're just going to do a top stitch so that the fabric becomes attached to your top. So as you can see, the sweetheart neckline is a bit off in a way, but everything on the sides was perfect and I loved how it turned out. So for the top, since I'd messed up a bit and also I wanted some pizzazz, because who doesn't love diamonds, okay? That's a fake, but doesn't matter. So I just took some diamonds that I had left over from my bag DIY, some fabric glue. I made sure to put a barrier in between so the glue wouldn't leak to the lace beneath, and I just glued the diamonds in place. So these crystals were about $1 for like 75, so they were really inexpensive, and surprisingly they have stayed on for a while. So highly recommend doing this because you will feel like a princess. Even if they're fake, you're gonna look cute cute, and no one needs to know. No one needs to know that they're not the real thing, baby girl. So just glue on as many diamonds as you want. You could fill the entire top with them. It doesn't matter, you do you. And once that's done, it's now time to move on to making the skirt bit. So as you can see, we have the bit we cut out the sweetheart neckline. I had to straighten the fabric and make sure she was straight. And now it's time for some math. I know, I hate math too, but I promise you this is super, super simple. So now we need to make some pleats, and I decided to take the length of my fabric, which was 91 inches. I divided that by my waist measurement, and I got 3.5 inches. So each single pleat will be 3.5 inches. To get how wide you should make your pleats, just use your waist measurement and you will be fine. So as you can see, to make each pleat, I am pinching fabric from one pin, skipping a pin, and going to the third pin. That way, the fabric that's going to be in each pleat is about 7 inches. I'm just getting rid of the middle pin. So all I'm doing now is I'm measuring my 3.5 inches, and I made sure to do that for a couple of pins length. And then pinch my fabric, skip a pin, and then remove the pins and repin the fabric. This way you'll get nice and even pleats, and this whole pinning process just makes everything so much easier. So as you can see me do, pinch, pin, pinch, pin is going to be so good at the end. So this is just a different angle for you to see all the action that's going on. So as you can see, I did take out the middle pin, and now I'm pinching fabric, taking it to the third pin, and then repinning my fabric. So looking back now after some soul searching, what I should have done differently is pinning the pleats in different direction. Having them in one direction like this made them seem a bit weird because they were all going in the same direction. So if I was to do this again, I would do them halfway, like half the pleats would face one direction and the other half would face the other direction. That way they'd meet in the middle and look nice and uniform. Anyway, all I did was I measured the length of my pleats. It did come to my waist measurement with an inch for seam allowance, which is always good. And now to sew down the pleats, you're going to sew in the opposite direction of your pleating. So in case you pleated facing the right, make sure you sew going to the left. That makes sense, because you do not want to move about the pleats. You want them to stay in place and look nice and cute. So always make sure you backstitch. And once everything was sewn in place, as you can see, we have some nice looking pleats. So for the top of the skirt, I didn't really do anything because as you can see, we have the raw edge of the fabric and that's not going to fray on me, but you can serge it in case you feel comfortable doing so. And now after everything was sewn down, it's time to close up the skirt. That way you have a nice and flattering skirt that's going to go around your body. So all I'm doing is I'm pinning the sides together. This is literally so simple. Just close up your skirt. You can leave a slit if you want your skirt to be sexy and show some leg, but I decided to just cover everything up and have a full-on skirt that did not have a slit. I wish I'd left a slit now because everyone would have seen my beautiful legs. I'm kidding. So I also decided to add a zipper, mostly because I would not fit into this skirt without one. Hashtag holiday weight. It's a real thing. So the top bit that you're going to add the zipper, make sure you do a basting stitch, and for the rest of the stitching, make sure it's a normal stitch. So as you can see, the top stitching is a bit loose, and this is because when you insert your zipper, you do need to undo everything. So I'm just putting my zipper in place, and I just pinned it to the inside of the fabric with the right side facing out, and now you're just going to sew it onto your dress. That way you can easily get in and out of your skirt. So all I'm doing is a basic straight stitch. Oh my goodness, I am pathetic at sewing zippers. Can someone please teach me? Because no matter how hard I try, they always come out looking wonky and I have to hide them with something. So this is my attempt at making a zipper look cute, but I did not succeed. But basically what you're supposed to do is shove fabric into your machine. I'm joking, I just had a lot of fabric and I needed to turn everything around, so I had to make it work. And all you're going to do is one continuous stitch from the top all the way to the other side. So as you saw, I had to turn things around, I had to make them settle in, I was settling disputes. everyone was fighting and I just had to make sure there was peace. So once everything was turned around and sewn down, our zipper was now attached. Not the best zipper, but it works, it's functional, and that's all that matters. So as you can see, the purpose of having a basting stitch is that you can seam rip everything and expose your beautiful zipper. That way you can use it. Because that's the point of having a zipper if you can't use it, especially if you've got extra holiday weight. So as you can see, the zipper is not perfect, but I could open it, and that's all that mattered to me. And now the final thing I did, well, not technically the final thing, but I made sure to hem the bottom of my skirt, and I did this by folding in the fabric twice and doing a basic straight stitch. You can serge the edge as well and just fold in the fabric once, but I really do love folding in my fabric twice. It just gives me so much satisfaction just putting all those frayed edges inside, like locking them away. It's weird, but hey, you can do whatever you like. It's a DIY, so do whatever the hell you want, okay? Live your life. You only get one life. Okay, moving on. So I made sure to backstitch because backstitching takes you to heaven. Did you know that? And once everything was nice and hemmed, the bottom of my skirt was now nice and cute, and I could drag it on the floor and look like a princess. So now that your two separate pieces are done, since I had a lot of raw edges at the top of my skirt and the bottom of my top, I decided to make a sash. It was about 6 inches wide, and I basically just sewed this and turned everything around and top stitched it. This is to just hide that raw edge and make this top and skirt seem like a dress. So these are two separate pieces. I've just tucked in the top into the skirt and then put on the sash, and it looks like a gorgeous dress. I really love how this turned out. I think it's super fun, and to imagine that this is made from a top just makes my heart feel so great and amazing. I'm just like, I'm gonna turn every top into a gown now. I just need loads and loads of fabric. But yeah, this was a fun project. Honestly, I just wanted to creatively challenge myself, and I really love the result. As you can see, the sexy back is there. I'm bringing sexy back. I'm kidding. Anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Let me know if you did. Let me know how many of your tops you're gonna be turning into gowns. Just wear them as you wash the dishes, wear them as you vacuum the house, because you are a princess and you deserve everything in life. So why not wear the gown to just finish everything? It's the icing on the cake. Anyway, it's good to be back, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and that I'll be catching you in my next one, which will be next Thursday. I will not go for long without a video, I promise you. So see you next time. Bye, guys.